welcome back to the Lavinia Show. This is Lavinia. Today we're going to be continuing our powerful conversation with the guest we have on the episode one. So, in case you actually missed our first episode, kindly go back to check it out so you understand what we're going to be talking about today. Before we continue, I would like to give you a recap of what we discussed last week in our last episode, actually. So, Uzo, we were able to discuss a little bit about bad parenting, which is not what we focused on last week, though. But we were also able to discuss what you went through, how you were raped by someone you actually looked up to, and how your uncle that was actually meant to stand for you automatically became someone that was violating you at some point. So, would you like to start from there so we get a full understanding of what actually happened to you growing up, how you ended up having a child in a most traumatic way?
Like we discussed in the previous episode that I was talking about moving from the East to Lagos and how that has been for me growing up and, living in other places, living with different relatives, and how that has, hugely affected my growing up and how I see things and how I be with people.
We actually got to the point where you got raped, you got pregnant, and you ran away from home. And for
Yeah.
some reasons, rather than your uncle asking you what happened, he literally locked you up for a week.
Yeah.
So yeah.
So when he locks me up for a week, I didn't get to go out until his wife left for my uncle. I would have brought there. I would have been there till I gave birth. But his wife wouldn't let that happen because, like I said, she
God
was
bless
a
her.
very compassionate, one amongst the both of them. So the wife was the one that came bailed me out. With about 5K, you can bail anybody out from any police station. So
As at then, I guess.
As at then, not anymore. Don't commit any
Okay.
crime, please. As at then, the wife was able to bail me out with 5K. Then when she bailed me, she took me back home. And the very next day, my things were already packed already. My things were already packed because my uncle was like, oh, you are a disgrace to the family. You are a disgrace. You are cursed. You are terrible. You are this, you are that. So you're going to leave. You have to leave this place. You can no longer stay here.
Before we get to the point where we live, I'm trying not to miss a particular point out.
Yeah.
You mentioned in the first episode that you
Yeah.
were raped at age 12.
Yeah.
Who did the first raping? Was it
Okay.
your coach or your teacher at some point, or what?
That was my mom's immediate younger sister, her husband.
The same man that locked you up?
No, not the one that locked me up.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, the one that locked me up was my dad's elder brother. Yeah.
Oh, okay. That makes
Dad's elder
sense.
brother was the one that locked me up. Yeah. So then the one that first raped me was my mom's immediate younger sister's husband.
Oh, okay.
Yes, her husband was the first person that raped me because I was initially living with them. She promised my mom that she was going to take care of me and, pay for my tuition and all that because I've already left where I was living before, and got back home. And like the usual tradition with my parents, they cannot take care of any of their kids. They simply cannot afford to take care of any of their kids. So
Was it
they're-
regarding finances or is just a personal decision
It's
for
just,
them?
I feel it's not finances. Because at some point, their church was willing to pay for our school fees. And the school fees is not even a lot of money. As at then, we are going to community primary schools. So it's not like they needed school fees. What they needed was to sew uniform for us, buy some few exercise books.
Okay.
That's about that. Nothing else.
But they chose not to do all
But
of
they
that.
chose not to do that. Yeah, they chose not to do that. So I had to live from place to place, place to place, place to.
Okay.
When the maltreatment gets so bad, I come back home. When the maltreatment gets so bad, I come back home. So right from when I was 5 years old, I was not living with my parents.
Oh, okay.
I was living from one place to the other, one place to the other, till then when I was 12. And I recently just got back from one of the places that I was staying. And immediately my auntie proposed that, oh, she can actually take care of me. I should come stay with her. My mom was like, okay, come and carry her. Come and carry her. So that was how I got to start living with my auntie, which is my mom's immediate younger sister. So when I got to Lagos, she told me that you're going to see Shege in this household. You will see
She literally
Shege."
told you that.
She told me. And then she then told me that anytime my mom calls, I shouldn't speak Igbo because my mom is actually from Edo State.
Okay.
Yes. So she understands Igbo a lot because, she married to an Igbo man. Yes. So she speaks a lot of Igbo. So, and she already told me that if my auntie is maltreating me, I should just speak in Igbo to her.
So she would know what's going
So she
on.
will know what is going on. It's not like she's coming to come and take me, or she's coming to fight her sister and still leave me there and then go back. She's coming to come and fight her sister because it's her younger sister. She's her younger sister, so she still has some kind of influence
Over her.
over her. So she was telling me to tell her so she'll come fight her sister, then still leave me there after fighting the sister, and then go back again. So, but when I got to the sister's house, she told me that on no account should I speak Igbo on the phone
Okay.
with my mother. So anytime I'm on the phone with my mother, she's there looking at me.
So while you were getting maltreated, there's
Yeah.
no way you can actually even talk about
Yes,
it to your
I
mom.
could never tell my mom that I was getting maltreated.
Okay.
Yes, I could not tell my mom that I was getting maltreated because the only way I could tell my mom that I was getting maltreated is just speaking Igbo, and I'm not allowed to speak Igbo.
But
Despite the fact that my mom speaks Igbo to me like, Unemewu gemewu, is she suffering you? I can't respond back. I was like, yeah, we are good. All of us, we are fine. The children, we are fine.
okay, so that makes sense.
And yeah, I couldn't respond back. So this woman did a lot to me.
So at what point the husband raped you?
Okay, her husband, in fact, I would say from the very first week or second week that I got into the house, the husband already started making passes at me. He was like, oh, yeah, you come, I need to take you somewhere. Let me go and buy you drink. I was 12.
12 years old.
12 years old. Oh, let me go and buy you drink. I need to buy you drink. So have you drink before? I said, no, I will buy you drink. Don't worry. You if you drink, you'll forget all this thing your auntie is doing to you, and I will help you. I will save you. So he was trying to act like the savior. So I'm going to save you from your auntie. Like I needed to be saved from my auntie. And he's offering me that opportunity to save me from my auntie. And it didn't make sense to me. Like, why would you want to take me somewhere to get drunk so you help me save me from my auntie? Like, it doesn't make any sense to me. So at that point, my auntie was pregnant. And she never allowed me to go to school. So I was staying in that house. I wasn't going to school. I dropped her kids in school, and I come back home. Then the church gets involved. She was attending Mountain of Fire. So her church got involved. And, they insisted that she must put me in school. That why would a young girl like myself who just be whiling away at home? She must put me in school. So she agreed because the church is involved. And you know how religious Nigerians can be.
Yeah, sure.
So I was then allowed to go to school from 11 a.m. in the morning. And I leave school once it's 1 p.m. I'm not allowed to stay for the entire day.
You're only allowed to get to school by 11 and leave by 1.
Yes.
Okay.
So I would likely say I was not even going to school because there was nothing that was going on in school that I understand. I'm not able to copy notes. Like I just sit in the class and I just look like this. Like I'm usually lost most of the times because I'm thinking of the beating that is waiting for me at home because she beats me for no reason at all. Like I just come back home and why are you smiling? You are smiling. I wish I'm making this up. Like she gets triggered over anything and then she says, oh, this is how your mom beats me too. According to her, she said she lived with my mom when I was newly born and my mom was very mean to her. I can't say if I believe my mom is wicked, yes, but I don't know if my mom maltreated her
or not.
Because I was a baby, so I knew nothing.
Even if she did, I don't think that's enough reason for her to do the same thing to you.
She was so mean to me for no reason. She would beat me. She would make me wash heaps and heaps of clothes. By the time I'm done, I will go distances to fetch water because then in Igondo there was what they call scarcity of water. Okay. So most areas in Igondo then didn't have water. So for me to get water, I would have to walk distances like 3 streets away from where we are living to get water and come back. And she like times me. If I don't come back on time, she will beat me like naked me, throw me out on the streets. Beat me up, naked me and throw me out on the street and like send children to like sing and clap for me. Because right from when I was 9, I discovered that I had what they call rapid growth. So I already had boobs by 9. By 9, I already had full boobs. I should make fun of it like, oh, look at a small girl like you already have full boobs. And she'll gather her children. They will look at me, they will smile, they will laugh, clap. And then she'll beat me up there. She'll send me out in the street and make children sing and clap for me. We're like, oh, man is touching you. That was why your boobs are big. I was just 9 years old. She really destroyed my self-esteem. Before I got to the point where I was comfortable with my own body, it took me a lot. Because she ruined my self-esteem. Like, She totally destroyed it. Imagine the whole street knowing what you look like as a child, and you've passed, maybe you're going to school, you're going to church, they'll be like, I see Nyash, and see Posham, I can't see Nyash, I see him, is not a giggle, and they'll now giggle, like, it's just crazy, and when she does that and people try to talk to her, she'll be like, no, that this will make me more reserved, that what she's doing to me is going to make me more reserved, and not to misbehave, because what do I want to go and show again that people have not seen? Like, this was her excuse.
At the point the husband raped you, was she aware?
I won't say she was aware the first time, because it was actually twice. The first time, I won't say she was aware because she was pregnant and was due for delivery.
Okay.
Yeah, she was heavily pregnant. She was due to deliver her twin children, her twin boys. And the husband rushed her to the hospital. The day she delivered, the husband rushed her to the hospital and was like, oh, let me go back home and go and pick other essential materials. And then he was not picking any essential materials to start with because every other thing they needed was already in the hospital. So he dropped her off there and ran back home to rape me. Like, he specifically came back home to rape me.
No way.
Yes. He left her at the hospital. Somebody that was laboring for your twin. He abandoned her there, ran back home because that was like the opportunity that he's been looking for. Yeah. Then he ran back home and then he raped me in the house while she was there suffering to birth their twin. He came back home and then he raped me. When he was done, he gave me pills to take. And he told me that the pills would help me not to get pregnant. That I hope I'm seeing my period. I said, yes, I've already started seeing my period. But I started seeing my period when I was 11. Like I said, I had rapid growth as a child. So he said, oh, these pills will help you not to get pregnant. It will work for you and blah, 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 blah. It will help reduce the pain and whatnot. Then I was expecting to see blood, because that was my first ever. I was thinking that, oh, I'm going to see blood, but I didn't see no blood. And then he himself, he was like, oh, you're a stupid girl. They've already used you in your village. I thought you were even a virgin.
He also said the same thing.
Yes, he said the same thing. You're a stupid girl. In your village that you're coming from, they've used it there. And honestly, nobody has actually ever penetrated me until then. So it was, oh, you have been used in your village. That's why you are not seeing blood. I didn't even cry, funny enough.
Did you at any point summon courage to talk to the wife?
I didn't shout. I didn't cry. I didn't talk to the wife. I talked to the wife's friend's house help. Because she was going through the same maltreatment as I was going through. She was heavily maltreated. So we trauma bonded. When you see somebody that is suffering, you are suffering. Because when I can't join and suffering together. It's not even funny. It's not even funny. So this girl, she was living with my auntie's friend.
Okay.
Like she's like their nanny. Mm-hmm. This girl in fact, there is a kind of suffering, you see somebody suffering, you're like, thank God, though. I don't know, like this. This girl suffers, like, they made this girl, if you see her body, like, I don't even have marks on my body because my auntie beats me with sticks and slippers, but she's beating with wire.
Good.
So her skin literally peeled, like she has visible peels on her skin, like, so she looks very irritating, like when she's flies like stick on her skin because of the wounds and everything. So she was a very disgusting teenager. Sorry to use that word. Her skin was very disgusting, like they messed her up really, really badly. So this girl, the both of us would always tell stories of how
what happened.
Auntie did this. We'll not compare this. So wow. She was the only person. I told her, see what my uncle did, the day they were giving birth to these twins. Look at what my uncle came back and did. Then she now told somebody in her compound. And the person in her compound knows my auntie. The person that was living in their compound now told my
So somebody told somebody,
and somebody told somebody. Yes, that was how my auntie got to know that this is what her husband did. And when my auntie realized what her husband did, what she did was she carried on in Gary and asked me to sit down, and I sat down. She was hitting me on my head. She was like, tell me how you seduced my husband. Tell me how you seduced my husband. I was like, you seduced my husband. Like, you seduced my husband. Tell me how you seduced my husband. She was beating me so much and I was crying. She said if I did not tell her I seduced her husband, she's not going to leave me alone. I know my auntie.
She won't.
She meant every word. She will not leave me alone. You have to lie. Sometimes you have to lie to get out of situations with her. Because If she's hitting you and you don't confess to whatever, sometimes she say, oh, you're a winch. I'll say, yes, I'm a winch. She said, oh, since you came to my house, we have been struggling. We'll drink Gary now. Before we used to eat, now we drink Gary. I'll agree that yes. Because if I don't agree, she's committed to beating me from then till the very next day until I agree. So I don't, whatever
So
she...
you had to agree to seducing her husband
Yes, I had to agree to say
at
this
age
husband.
12.
At age 12. I had to agree. So when she said, oh, is I did that, yes. Yes, I said, she was like, oh yeah, explain for me, oh yeah, stand up. Like she takes pleasure in seeing pain.
Wow.
I don't know if that was part of her own trauma, because I don't know if that was how she was healing from the trauma she said my mom. I don't know. But she sees pleasure. Like when you are in pain, she's like
She's
makes her
happy.
happy. She derives this joy. Like, oh, it's paining you. You didn't it's paining you now. Like she keeps checking, please. I swear I'm not making this up. It's not even funny. I'm not making it up. So she kept on beating me. And then at a point she was like, okay, oh yeah, look at this dirt, these children that are playing with the dirt in the dustbin. Oh yeah, go and throw it away. When you throw it away, and you come back to this house, I'll kill you and I'll dump you in the well. I believed that. I believed every word that she said. So when I took that dustbin, I wasn't even wearing slippers because she was beating me as I was carrying the shoes. So I just ran out of the house barefooted with just the clothes that I had on. I threw that dustbin, I ran for my life. So literally all my life I've been running from one problem
To another.
one thing to another, and my parents didn't care. They didn't care.
I know you've actually had terrible experiences, and
Yeah.
you having to talk about it now, it's not something pleasant, but I honestly can say you're one of the strongest women I've met.
Yeah.
So let's go back to the man that impregnated you.
Yeah.
He also raped you
Yeah.
and didn't take responsibility at all.
Yes, he didn't.
At what point did you inform him you were pregnant?
Okay, so when I was released from the prison, right? My loads were already packed, my things were already packed, and the next morning my uncle was the one that sent me back, like, oh, back to sender, like go back to your useless parents. No, you already had beef with my parents now, so it was very easy for him. Oh, go back to... Though people were already advising him then that, oh, this is God wanting you people to have a child. Better take care of this girl. So because they were a childless couple, they've been married for over 20 years as at then, but they didn't have any child. So people were like advising him. He was like, no, he will never, father a bastard, and my child is a bastard. He doesn't want a bastard in his house. So he bundled me and sent me back to my parents. That's why the wife was begging him, like, leave her alone. When she has the child, we could take the child and she goes back to school.
Okay.
But he wasn't having any of it. He was like, oh, you have to go
God
back.
bless her.
You have to go back. So they bundled me back to the village, and owing to the fact that my both parents are separated, as at then, they were already separated. I won't even say they're separated because they were so toxic to each other that today they are together. The next day they're like stabbing each other.
Like real stabbing.
Like real stabbing. And then they're going their separate ways, and one will be like, oh, thought I'll fire you, I'm not going to stay in this house again. And then she will leave. And then the next day, they're back together again. So as at then, they're like separated for like 3 months.
Okay.
Which is like real separation because I've not gone like that long
Before.
So as at then, they've been separated for like 3 months. So I knew there's no way I was going to be staying with my father. Because my father would deal with me like, he's not going to beat you, but the words of his mouth are like knife stabs, like stabbing you at different parts of your body at the same time. So I wasn't going to stay with my daddy. After the family humiliation and family meeting, I decided that, oh, it's better for me to go with my mom. Then I went with my mom. Then she was already living with her supposed boyfriend. And it was just like from frying pan to fire. In fact, if I were to be in her own situation, I would rather choose to stay with my dad than this her boyfriend, because this her boyfriend, he's something else. He was worse than my father. He was worse than my father.
In what sense?
He was, he was the devil himself. At least my father would put her in a bad situation, apologize, take her to the hospital. But he would put her in a bad situation, cause her pain and injury and leave her there. So even if she's bleeding out, he doesn't care. He just walks away. Oh, if you want to die, die. Like, you are beating somebody and you see the person is bleeding and you're still beating the person, like you're still cutting that person, cutting them. And then he will cut himself too. You'll be like, oh, obarana bagina hona bam now. Like the bleed you are bleeding is also the same bleed that I'm bleeding. So it was messy. It was chaotic. And what made it even worse was that this guy was way younger than my mother. The mother is like in her 40s and this guy is like in his 20s.
As a then.
As a then. So how did you leave your age mates and come and stay with somebody that is like your son? And you're allowing this person inflict all this injury on you. And you're not doing anything about it. Like you're so comfortable with this man hurting you. And me, your 15 years old daughter.
You know, there's something they say about people that has experienced domestic violence. At some point,
Like
they
Stockholm
bond
syndrome.
Stockholm syndrome. Yeah, that's correct.
I read about
So
that.
yeah,
I read about that later on in my early 20s, and I'm like, probably that was what was wrong with my mother. Because
that
how would
was it
somebody be
actually.
hurting you and you're
Because
still attached
she literally went from fry pan
to
to
fire? And she was still there. She was there. And when I came to live with her now, I wasn't expecting to meet any man living with her. And then I came and I saw was this man will beat her, she will bleed. They will fight every night, they're fighting each other, they're fighting. And I'll just sit down there and watch them grab at each other, stab each other. And I'll just stay and look. I couldn't do anything. I was just looking.
You were pregnant then?
I was pregnant, yeah. And then one night I just couldn't take it anymore. Like, this man don't to beat my mama. Make I intervene now. Make I save her. Thinking that this woman needed saving. And I stood up, there was a bottle in the house because then she sells soft drink and food. So there's always an empty bottle in the house. I picked one of the empty bottles in the house and I broke it in the wall and I hit the man at the back. So it struck him by the neck side and he was bleeding from there. I was thinking my mom would be like, thank you, my child, for saving me.
No, you stopped so much. There's no way she would say thank you anyway.
I was expecting her to be like, oh, I'm so grateful. Because this one was like choking her. She was already down. He was choking her. I knew that if I didn't get up and do something,
you might kill
he
her.
would kill her. And honestly, nothing will happen. Because in Igbo land, nobody cares about an adulterous woman. My mom was an adulterous woman. Nobody cares about them. Oh, you died. Oh, she died as an adulterous woman. And owing to the fact that she was not even an Igbo woman, you know the way Anambras have this beef with their sons marrying an outsider. They were like, oh, Nyembako, she's not even really an Igbo person, so why should we even care? You know? And this same woman is not responsible for her children. This same woman is not in a marital home, so nobody gives a so nobody actually cares if anything should happen to her. They were like, oh, people should take her back to her father's house. Yes, nobody, we don't even want an adulterous woman buried in our land. You know, they'll make light of the situation if anything should happen to her. So I just had that inkling to stand up and fight for her before they go kill my mama, when they manage feed me. When I struck this man and he fell, you know, he started grabbing his neck, like, oh, my neck, my neck, my neck. My mom stood up. I was like, oh, she's happy that I saved her. She's still alive. She's even standing up. I was expecting her to say, my daughter, thank you so much.
It's not African magic, you know, so so there's no way she would have reacted like that. But
if not for you, I would have died though. This man got up and was like, are you stupid? Are you mad? What have you done to him? She was even running to him to like help him. Hope you're okay. Hope she didn't enjoy you. Hope you're... Then she now like put him to one side and like, oh yeah, you get out of this house. I'm like, how? They're like, get out of this. I don't want to see you in this house. So I was thinking she needed me to excuse her.
How far were you with your pregnancy?
I was 6 months gone.
Okay.
I was already 6 months gone. So I was thinking she was, you know, telling me to excuse her. So I would just stay outside of the house. So I went outside of the house and she came outside. She was like, what are you doing here? I said, leave this place. This was 2 a.m. in the night. 2 a.m. midnight. Like, leave this place. Get out of this place. So I was moving, like, oh, she kept on, like, go. She opened the gate, she was like, get out. So I couldn't take it anymore then. I was so broken. I was crying. I was like, what kind of stupid woman? No kind insult, no insult my mother did. You know? But I was walking. I was expecting that she would come back now. I come and say, yeah, idiot. So yeah, get into the house back. She didn't look for me. She had a bike. She had a lady's bike. You know, in the village, the women always drive this lady's bike. She had a lady's bike. The boyfriend had a lady's bike. So I was expecting that one of them will run and come outside and say, hey, yeah, it was a mistake. Oh yeah, idiots, go back and go and sleep. Nobody came for me. Nobody. I was pregnant and I was walking 2 a.m. on the road. crying. The only place I had in mind was one Anglican church that was down the road. So I was hoping that I would get there and
And
sleep in
sleep.
the church. So as I was walking down towards the church, a car pulled by my side, and the person asked me, where am I going to? I said, I'm going to the Anglican church. I was like, "Yeah." By this time, what happened? I said I had a problem at home. And the man was like, get in. I got in. I didn't even bother asking him
Where are we
anything, like,
going?
where are we
Yeah.
going to, anything. So when I got into the vehicle, he started telling me that, oh, his wife just put to bed and the wife is at home, that he's taking me to their house in Nnewi. Nnewi is just about an hour drive from my own village.
Okay.
Yes. So when I got into the car, we started driving, and he now discovered I was pregnant. He was like, oh, you're pregnant? I said, yes. Are you with the father of the child? I said, no. He said, why? I said, it's a long story. I was so broken. I was crying the whole time. And he realized I was crying. He now left me. In my mind, I was like, thank God for this God-sent angel that is taking me to his family house, that I'll finally be at peace. Only for me to get to this man's house. Yeah, he actually had a wife that just put to bed. He had, I think, two
Like I
younger
said.
children. Yes, he has two younger children. And then he sent me to a vacant room. He told his wife that, oh, this girl was stranded. Well, no problem, no problem. No, she was very much okay.
Welcoming.
And then they showed me a vacant room, and they were like, oh, go and shower and stay in this vacant room. So I showered and I was in the vacant room. I was not sleeping because I was already going through so much emotional trauma. So I was just lying down and crying. And then this man came into the room to rape me.
Not just.
This man came into the room and attempted. And I was like, if you don't leave here, I will scream. Your wife is in the next room. And you're coming here to rape me in my pregnant state. If you don't leave here, I'm going to scream. It was I said, if you don't, when I wanted to like raise my voice,
You
then
had to leave.
yes, he had to leave. At that point, I was just feeling that I was cursed. I was like, why is it that every man that literally sees me wants to rape me, they want to take advantage of me? Am I cursed? Is this a curse? I cried. I didn't lay down. I was just stood up. I cried all till it was about 5 a.m. or thereabouts. Then I got up to leave the house. I didn't even say my goodbyes to my very welcoming host. I just took my bag and I left. When I left, I went to a park. There's a lot of parks around where they live. All this
Okay.
GO park, Chisco, all these motor
Geo.
parks, yes. So the women that sells foods there, was helping them wash plates. Those are like the easiest job you can easily get as a pregnant woman, because they will feed you. So those women were responsible for my feeding. I'll eat morning, afternoon, night. All I just have to
What were
do
you doing
is
for them? Okay.
wash plates. So as I was washing plates, sometimes people will eat and they will like, take this 200. Mwagadi, like, oh, pregnant woman, take this 200. So sometimes those women too, they pay me like 500, 1,000, depending on the sales they make a day. But they feed me very well, which I'm very thankful for, because I don't even know how I would have coped.
Survived.
So I was literally sleeping in parks. The whole time I was thinking my mom would look for me. I was thinking my mom will come for me very soon. She's going to come and beg me and tell me thank you for saving my life, my hero. I was so delusional. I was thinking, oh, my mom is going to come soon. She will come soon and come and apologize to me and thank me for saving. She never came. So I stayed there for like 3 weeks, and by then I was already able to gather some money. I already had 5K with me. I was like, okay, let me take 3-5 out of this 5K and go back to Lagos. That this idiot didn't know that they'll send me back to the village, or the person responsible for this pregnancy. He
Okay.
wasn't aware that my uncle and his wife sent me back to the village. So I have to go and tell him what has happened, that I'm pregnant, or he didn't know anything. So I went back to Lagos with that 5,000 on me. Then transportation, as at 2012, the transport, no, as at 20, then was 2011, because I had my daughter 2012. As at 2011, from Nnewi to Lagos was about 3,000.
Okay.
Yes, so I paid and I came back to Lagos. It was too early. When I got to Lagos, it was around 1 p.m., 2 p.m. I didn't want anybody seeing me, because, like I said, this is the street where I grew up in. He was living in
Okay.
the street, so I didn't want anybody seeing me and telling
Heavily
my uncle.
pregnant.
No, and even it's because of my uncle. I didn't want anybody seeing me and telling my uncle that, oh, they saw me. Because my uncle will find me and kill me and then take my corpse back to the village. There's no way I'm going back to the village alive this second time. He will find me, because he sees me like a disgrace, like he despises me up until now. He sees me like a disgrace, like a curse. So I had to go to a church. No, I had to call my friend's boyfriend.
The same
Yes,
guy.
the same guy that was locked up for my sake. I had to call him. And I was like, okay, stay in my house. When he gets darker, the both of us would go to the guy's house and go and tell him. When he even saw me, he was surprised, like, what happened? Why did you come back? And I told him everything, how my mom has been treating me and with her boyfriend. And then I stayed in this guy's house. When it got dark, we both now went to my baby's father's house. And when he saw me, he was like, oh, so you're really pregnant. So all this thing I've been saying is true. Meaning that he had heard
Head.
from people. So all they were saying is true. So why did you not come back now? I thought they said they took you to the village. What did you come back for? And I said I came back to come and tell him by myself. No, at this point I wasn't even the one speaking. It was the guy, my friend's boyfriend, was the one narrating everything to him. And the whole time he was raising his voice. And I was avoiding, causing a scene. And because I didn't want people coming to see me and going back to go and tell my uncle.
Guys, we're going to be going on a 1 minute break because we definitely need this. Stay glued to the screen. We'll be back soon. Welcome back, guys. So let's continue from where we actually left it the other time. So, who's over to you?
So when I eventually got back to Lagos and my friend's boyfriend was helping me talk to him, because I didn't want any attention. I didn't want any attention being dragged to me. This was where I grew up, and I didn't want my uncle to know that I have left the village that he sent me to just a month ago. I'm back to Lagos again. So I was trying to, calm the whole situation. And when he saw me, he was like, oh, why did you come back? I thought they said you went to the village. Why did you come back?
You mean the man that
Yeah,
raped
that
you
was
and yeah.
responsible. I said, oh, I came back to tell you. He said, oh, he already knows now. So what do I want him to do? What do I want from him? What do I want him to do? Then my first boyfriend stepped in and was like, oh, you have to take responsibility. What do you mean? What does she want you to do? You have to take responsibility. How can you get a young girl pregnant and you're asking how? He was like, oh, I'm not even responsible for this pregnancy. I'm not responsible for this pregnancy. This pregnancy is not my pregnancy. And then the guy started like, raising his voice and shouting, and then other people gathered. So when other people gathered, they started like threatening the guy that, what do you mean you're not responsible? Everybody that knows the story knows that you are the one that is responsible. So he now like, oh, so you people want me to take responsibility? No problem. Or are you go inside? Well, they want me to take responsibility. No problem. I'll take responsibility. You get inside. And then before I left, my friend's boyfriend squeezed in 20K in my hand. It was like, in case of incasity, maybe you just use this money, take whole body, and make sure you reach back to me before you leave. So I
Okay.
said, okay, I collected the money, and I think he saw that he gave me something, but he was not sure what was given to me. And then I went inside with him. We got upstairs. His grandmother was there. His grandmother was having this very angry look. She didn't say anything to me, but she was visibly angry. And then I saw a younger girl with a baby boy. The baby boy should be about a year.
Younger than you?
Yeah, younger than I was. The baby boy should be about a year and 2 months. And then it was like, do you know who is this? And I'm like, no, I don't know. She was like, oh, she's my wife. I've married her. This boy is my son. They are my family. They are the people that I'm responsible for. I'm not responsible for you. I don't know you. And then he was like, I'm going to just allow you to stay here for the night. Tomorrow morning, I'm taking you to my friend's place. I'll go and dump you there. You stay there. Anytime I like, I'll come and see you. If I like, I see you. If I like, I don't see you. And then the whole night I was just awake crying. I cried all through that night. The other girl with her boy, she didn't like say anything to me. She was like, oh, she had this pity face, but she didn't say anything to me.
The other lady, yeah?
Yeah, the other lady. She didn't say anything to me. She was having this pity face. She didn't say anything to me. I was left to sleep in the passage. They all like went into the house and I was staying. I was in the passage. I wasn't sleeping. I was very much awake. And I was crying, thinking about my whole life travels. It's just like, right from when I left home, when I was 5 years old, it's just been from one travel to the other. Like, I can't even remember when I laughed as a kid, when I smiled as a child, when I had childhood memories that I would look back to and I was joyful, I was happy. It's just like, Just like my whole childhood was shrouded in, poverty, misery, sadness, rape. It was just a whole lot for me. Then I was just crying the whole time. Then towards 5 a.m. in the morning, he came out and was like, okay, get up. I need to take you to my friend's place. And I got up and he took me to his friend's place in the slum of the slums in Ajagunle. Like when I mean slum of slum, these people are literally living inside the water. Like in the evening, water like comes into the house in the evening, and then before morning, the water like leaves. Like the water comes and goes. Like I've never seen that phenomenon before. I've never like experienced that before. Staying in the house and evening you see water just coming inside the
What about your
house.
property?
I didn't have no property. I didn't have no
No,
property.
I meant the owner of the house it took you to.
Okay, the owner of the house they took me to didn't have anything in the house because of the living situation.
Okay.
So they didn't have nothing. So it was just cemented floor and nothing else. Nothing was in this house. This house was literally empty, just cement and roof. Okpari. Nothing was there. So when he got there, he handed me over to his friend. He was telling his friend that if this girl like disturbs you, kill her and throw her in the canal. If you can't kill her and throw her in the canal, call me. I'll come and do it myself. Since she doesn't want to.
He said that to his
Yeah,
friend.
he said that to his friend. He said that to his friend, and his friend was like, "No, don't worry, that's like these people that just they sleep and wake up smoking weed." So when you're talking to him, he's always half listening to you and half out of the word. So the friend was like, "Don't worry, I go call you, I go call you, I go call you," and then he dumped me there. He left. But this friend was a better woman. Like whenever he's in his right frame of mind, he gets me food.
Okay.
Yeah, he buys me food and he gives to me. And I'll eat. And I was just there. I was just in this house. It's not like I didn't know that my relatives were in Lagos. My uncle and his wife were very close to me. They were living in the other side of Olile.
How long did you stay there?
I stayed there for about 2 months. I was there for 2 months until a childhood friend came there. Coincidentally, she was the girlfriend to this wasted guy. Sorry to use the word, but this guy is literally wasted half of the day. So she was his girlfriend. I don't know how, but I don't know how they are dating each other because obviously is they were worlds apart. This girl was, educated. She went to school. She's about to go into university. She's well spoken. She's intelligent. So what are you doing with an area house? There's always half wasted half of the day. Like they're worlds apart. So I was wondering how on earth these people met each other, fell in love, and were sleeping with each other. It was so disgusting, seeing the both of them, knowing who the guy is and who this girl is. I was wondering how they were both together, having a relationship. It was really disgusting to me. Not even minding the fact that I was already in a miserable situation and seemed miserable. I would like it was just a messy relationship altogether. So she stayed there. She was with me for like 2 weeks, and by the end of that 2 weeks, she went back to tell somebody that knows my aunt.
Okay.
She couldn't go tell my aunt, so she told somebody that knows my aunt because she knows the woman is going to go tell my aunt that look at where I am. I'm in so place. So when she told the woman, the woman told my aunt, and they came there to like save me from there because there's no way I would be staying there in my condition. This was a very terrible place to stay as a pregnant woman. So they took me out of there, and I was now living with this woman. This woman runs a beer parlor business.
Okay,
Right?
your aunt came to pick you up from there
Yeah.
and took you to another woman's place.
Yes, because she could not take me home, knowing my uncle. My uncle would kill me, so she couldn't take me home. So she allowed me. The woman agreed that I'll be staying with her. So I was staying with the woman. Then late in the evening, I'll now come out. Like when it's very dark, I will go to her beer parlor. So I was always going to her beer parlor in the evening. One very old man there was liking me.
Okay.
He was liking me.
How old were you then?
I was 15.
And still heavily pregnant.
Still heavily pregnant. So this one was liking me, and he was like, oh, he told the woman that what's this girl's situation, and the woman told him. He immediately decided that, oh, why not, let me marry her.
Why you're heavily pregnant?
Well, I was heavily pregnant. I was
Okay.
like, oh, I want to marry her, let me marry her, can I marry her? The man was like, hey, let me talk to people first. The woman spoke to my auntie and the husband. The husband was not even aware that I was in Lagos the whole time because the wife, my aunt, was hiding it
From
away from
him.
him. So, but when that opportunity came that, oh, somebody is even coming to marry her in this situation, they felt like, oh, finally the curse is being lifted away from them. Somebody's coming
How
to.
old is this man?
This man is in his late 50s. He's older than my father, he's older than my mother, he's older than my uncle,
As a Daniel.
as of them.
Okay.
So they were all happy that, oh, finally this cause, though, this embarrassment, this shame is finally leaving. Because in Igbo land, if you're married, you are like prestigious. Oh, she's a married woman.
I think it's
Oh,
everywhere, not just Timberland anyways.
so you are like important. Oh, somebody's wife. Oh, she's Okeke's wife. Oh, Ponkwa's wife. You hold like a certain position as a married woman. A
Okay.
lot of things are forgiven of you when they say, oh, she's this person's wife, she's that person's wife, and this one happens to be, rich. So they were all very happy. Finally, she's.
Okay, so no one questioned the fact that you were 6 months, yeah?
Yeah,
6 months,
7 months actually as a then.
7 months,
Yes.
and a 50 something year old man was.
Nobody bothered. Everybody was happy. It was a moment of jubilation in the family. Everybody was happy. Finally, you are going to. This girl has to go. Let her
And you
marry.
were 15 years old
Yes, I was
then.
16. Yeah, I
Okay.
was 15. So this man came and paid my bride price. I was crying the whole time. Like I was miserable. I was crying the whole time. This man paid my bride price. He did it in such a miserable way. Like, oh, I'm just trying to help this girl. This wouldn't have happened if my father had done what he was supposed to do. My father was supposed to perform a traditional rite that automatically makes the child I was pregnant for my sibling.
Pregnant, right? Yeah.
Yes. But my father didn't do it.
Why?
He said he was not going to do it. It's not like he didn't have the money to do it. He just didn't want to do it. It was like, oh, you have to suffer. This is the consequences of your action. You have to bear the consequences
Was
of
it
your
how where
action.
you were raped?
He's aware. Well, if you tell anybody you are raped as at 22, even now, there's a shame that comes with saying you are raped. Because next they'll be like, hey, but you enjoyed it now. Didn't you go back? They make fun of it. They make fun of the whole situation. So there's this culture of shame that comes with saying you are raped. You end up not wanting to say it. That's why a lot of rape victims don't even talk about it. They don't want to talk about it because people would just assume that you're enjoying it. Oh, you were enjoying it. How many times did you go back again? Did you go back? You went back now. It means you enjoyed it now. What were you wearing? How did you speak to him? They turn it around and make it your fault.
For getting raped.
Yeah, for getting raped. So, it's not something you don't even want to feel sorry for yourself because nobody's going to feel sorry for you. So you get raped. Oh, wow. Congratulations. Like, so what should one do with it? Fry juice, fry egg. Like, nobody sympathizes with
So
you.
the man ended up getting married to you at the
He
age
did.
of 15.
Yes, at the age of 15. And he did it in a very shabby way, like, oh, I'm just rescuing you. And like I'm doing you a favor. You would have been useless, you would have been miserable.
So what was your experience with the
Just
man in question?
So this man, when he married me, he dumped me with his family in the village. He was like, oh, you're not going to come to Lagos, come and you stay in the village till you have your child. So when I had my daughter, he then brought the both of us to Lagos to live with him. And then when I came to his house, there's already a laid down rule. This one was previously married for 20 years. They didn't have a child. So the wife left him.
Okay.
Yeah, the wife left him. That was how I came into the picture. So the wife had left him 12 years even before
You came into
I
the
came into
picture.
the picture, yeah. So when I came here, they had laid down rules. Oh, you're not permitted to go to the kitchen to cook. You're not permitted to go to church. You're not permitted to go to market. All you just do is take care of this baby. It was just like I was my own child's nanny. It was
Okay.
like I was employed to take care of my child, be her nanny, bath her, clothe her. I wasn't doing anything else. I wasn't allowed to do anything else.
Okay.
So my auntie came to the house one time and told me that she was going through difficult times with her husband. I'm like, sorry. And then I gave her some foodstuffs. And then like a week later, she called me on phone to tell me that, look at what is going on. They're unable to feed. And I decided to pack things from the house. I packed foodstuffs, uncooked food, cooked food. to go visit my auntie. I was not supposed to, but I felt that, oh, I'm going to come back before my Lord and personal Savior comes back.
Which is your husband.
I don't even like referring to him as my husband. Like, it disgusts me that I refer to that man as my husband, ever. So I was thinking I would come back before him, but unfortunately, he was home before me. So when he came home and he didn't see me, he was already waiting for me, like he was prepared for me. When I eventually came home and I met him, where are you coming from? I told him that I told him the truth, because even if I didn't tell him the truth, he's going to know the truth. The secretary would have told him that, oh, she left with some things, and they already did. So I told him that, oh, I went to see my auntie and I took some foodstuffs from the house to see her. And he was like, oh, so it has now gotten to the point that you feed your poverty-stricken family with my food. And I was trying to explain that, no, I was just trying to help with my food, and he started hitting me. So when he was hitting me, I was kind of dazed. I was very dazed, and I was in shock. Like, this is a man that I married out of pity. Like, you think you are helping me. Meanwhile, I'm the one helping you. Because I've solved your age-long childlessness. I'm the one helping you.
Yeah,
And
hold on.
yeah,
You think he got married to you because of the child you were carrying?
yeah.
Okay.
The only reason he got married to me was because of my child. And traditionally, that kind of marriage is very much acceptable. In fact, women that can't have children actually marry another woman that is already pregnant to have kids for them. It's a culture. It's a well-known culture in the eastern
And they still
part.
practice it.
Yes, and they still practice it to today, till death. So this man married me just for that child. And
Okay.
and you are treating me like a nanny to my own child, and you are hitting me. So I was so dazed, I was in confusion. Because coming to his house, I was exposed to, a lot of, things. I was watching TV in his house. I've never watched TV before. So in his house, I was watching TV. I was being exposed to a lot of, international programs like 16 and Pregnant. So on that program, I got to realize that, oh, this is not even just an African girl or a Nigerian girl problem.
Problem.
This is a worldwide issue. Young teenagers get raped all over the world. Most of them decide to keep the child. Most of them decide to give up the child for adoption. But either ways, they have the support of their parents and the government. Like, you cannot just abandon your child in the US because they got pregnant. You have to be there for them. The government is also there for them. So that program kind of gave me a different perspective to life. I was like, I'm actually the one doing so much for this man and not the other way around. This man is making it look like he's doing so much for
For
me.
you.
And I'm the one doing so much for this man. Because even before then, his family has told me to come to Abuja. Once my daughter clocks 1, I'm supposed to go meet his sister in Abuja. And they arrange a man for me, and I get pregnant because this man is very important. He's sterile. He has a medical condition that is called azoospermia.
Okay.
Yes. So his sperm cannot,
Produce.
yes, cannot produce a baby, and he cannot even get it up. So I was going to be getting pregnant by different men to bed for him.
They told
And
you that.
yes, they told me that, and he was very okay with this arrangement. So I was like a baby making machine
To him.
to him. So he felt like, oh, he could, hit me, talk to me anyhow that he wants. After all, who am I? I'm not even his wife. I'm his baby making machine.
But you paid your
So
bride price, if
yeah,
I'm
he
correct.
paid my
Okay.
bride price. And at that point, when he was hitting me, at that point, I just knew that, oh, I'm not even going to be in this house. This man is very stupid. For hitting me, he's very stupid. I'm not going to be in this house. I was intending to stay in this house, but no, I'm not going to be here because why is he hitting me? So at that point, I just decided I was going to leave. So he usually have these occasional trips where he goes to Dubai, Qatar. He's into exchange. So when he makes those trips, I was moving my things,
After the
gradually.
beating, I guess.
Yes, I was moving my things gradually, gradually, gradually. This man was so emboldened to beat me because my mother enabled him.
How?
He called my mom one day on the phone and he was complaining of what I did to my mom. And my mom was like, oh, you are the one allowing this girl to ride you. You have to beat her. You have to cage her. You have to show her that you are the man. Blah,
Your
blah,
mom
blah.
said that
Blah,
to
blah,
him.
blah. This is my same mother that went through abuse. several times and still going through abuse.
And she's encouraging
She's
someone else to do the same
encouraging,
thing to
yeah,
you.
she's encouraging this man that is way older than my both parents to hit me, telling them what to do to me, telling him what to do to me. Same with my father. My father and my mother, my both parents enabled this man to be the beast he was to me. I mean, he was already a beast, but he just needed is like permission, like kill her, deal with her. You know, she's always been a problem. You know, teach her a lesson. You have to teach her a lesson. You have to show her that you're the man. So he's just acting upon their orders.
Oh.
Yeah. So I just knew that no, I'm not about to even stay in this situation. I'm not about to go and be going to Abuja, getting pregnant, and come and be giving birth to babies for you. No, this is not how I want to live my life. I was 16 then, but I mean, I was already smart. I was not about to live my life by chance. At that point, it dawned on me that I can actually change the course of things. Why should I allow people make decisions for me, you know, drowning in self-pity, you know, being miserable? I can actually change the course of things. Why don't I just walk away from here? And then I messaged my friend, and she told me, oh, you can actually come and stay with me in the East. So I moved my things one after the other, and I went back to the East to live with my friend. I didn't go back to my parents' house. I didn't go back to the man's village home. I was living with my friends. This man never called my people to look for me. How did I know he never called? Because if he did call, my mother would have called me or my father would have called me to ask where I was. This man never called to report that I left the house for a whole month. So
So
what
at
it
this
means is
point,
that,
did you left with your child
yeah, I
or
left
you
with my
left
child.
alone?
I left
Okay.
with my child because there's no way I was about to leave with my child. It's not her father. I was not about to leave my child with this man. I just knew that, oh, he was a good father to her. I wouldn't even deny it. He took very good care of her. He provided everything that she needed. She wore the best of clothing. She had the best of everything. But I just knew that, oh, the only reason this man is doing this thing is because he wanted a child.
Child.
So I'm just like, I don't know how to put it into words, but I'm just a means to an end. You understand? I don't know how to explain it perfectly, but I was just seen as an object. Oh, so they are going to be taking things from me. The only promise they made to me was that after I had 5 kids, they were going to send me back to school because they said that I
5 kids.
5 kids. So
And the only way they want you to have these children
was
is
through
by
meeting
going
other
to
people. It's not
Abuja.
even one man. Okay, so if this man gets me pregnant, if I'm coming the next time, it's going to be another person. Because they didn't want to be true. They didn't want, the man to get suspicious, like, oh, you're always coming in anytime you want. You are always coming for sex, and after the sex, you just magically disappear.
So they wanted you to be sleeping with different
Different
men.
men, yeah, because they didn't want it to be traced back to their brother. So this brother is their only surviving son. The other son already died. So their brother is their only surviving son, and he had no child. So they felt that I was the perfect tool. I was the perfect tool to be used for the brother to have as much children as he wanted. And then my reward was going back to school. So I just knew that this is not what I wanted for life. I mean, this man is rich. I'm comfortable in the house, aside the occasional slaps and punishments from Oga. I was quite comfortable. I had a big table to myself. I had a cook, that would make me food, and all I just had to do is thank you, give me this, give me that, and they served me. But I just knew that this is not life. I was still there, but I just felt that there is more to life than being an object, than being it. So you just have to. You already have one. Run with this one that you have. So I ran away with it. I mean, there's so much conspiracy and circumstances surrounding my first child, and I'm not about to continue in this pattern because, like it or not, at the end of the day, it's going to backfire. So I had to run with this only one that I had. I ran with her back to my friend's house in the East, and I was staying there. And these people never reached out until after a month. So when he eventually did reach out, I already told my father that I was not going to go back. And my father was like, well, I said that there's no way I'm going to go back. I said, oh, the man is coming back, so he's going to take care of you better now. He will establish you in a business, blah, blah, blah. I said I was not going back. The bride price he paid was 4,010 naira.
So
I
you
was
went through
already,
all of that because
yeah,
of 4,010
2010
naira.
naira. Yeah, because 4,010 naira. Because in Igbo land, the bride price is not of any significance. It's just, oh, just like a prize money, like, oh, I did something on
On
her
your
head.
head.
Yes, so it's not of any significance. What is of more significance is the things to buy for the bridal home,
Okay.
the bride's family, and the rest of it. But the initial bride price is of
Yes,
no
it's not.
significance. So it was just 4,010 naira, and I wanted to die. So I had that money with me because when I left it, I was already working. So I had that money with me. I know my father was not going to give him that money. My father would say, "Oh, I don't have money." So I already had that money with me.
At any point in time,
Yeah.
did any of your family member came to the man's house to visit you?
Nobody. Nobody was permitted to go there. Like, me looking at this man is very unwelcoming. So you don't even cross, you don't even bother coming. Even his own
And
family
they let him
members,
get married to you?
yeah, even his own family members are not permitted to come. Like, they are all siblings from afar. They don't visit the house. Like, they all siblings themselves from afar. They don't visit. It's very, very unwelcoming. He was a very lonely man. So it doesn't allow people come to the house and all that. So he eventually reached out to my parents, and they called to ask where I was. I said I was in my friend's house. They asked why I left the marriage. I said I was done with the marriage. I'm no longer interested. In fact, that I even have his money to give back to him. So a meeting was called and he was invited. They invited me to. I went there with my child. So prior after I left, prior the meeting, I already called him to ask him for money because I was going through a lot. I didn't have a job. I already called to ask him for money to buy things for my daughter because she was not used to the hard life. She was not used to the struggle life. And then he told me if anything should happen to the girl, that he's going to lock me up or he will kill me and nothing is going to happen. Because I took this girl from where she was in abundance to suffering because I was just stupid, that he's going to make sure he punishes me and I shouldn't call him for anything. If I cannot take care of the girl, I should return the girl to him. So I refused to return the girl, and I hardened myself up that I was not going to go back to him. So I got a job in a factory. I was already working in a factory. So I was, managing to take care of my daughter from the small money I earned from the factory. My daughter adapted. Shockingly, she adapted. She started eating the poor man's food. She adapted really fast, thankfully. And so when the meeting was called, I went there with the 4,010 naira because I know my father was not going to pay that money. My mother was not going to pay that money. So I had to go there with the money. So when I got there, they asked me if there was anything I was doing that he didn't like. He didn't say anything, really. He was like, oh, yeah, she's just a naturally stubborn girl. He didn't have anything to say. Oh, is she stealing from you? No. He didn't really have nothing to say. When I was living in his house, I didn't live in his house with money. That's why the fact that money was usually lying around over the house. He's into exchange, so there was always cash in the house. I didn't take nothing. I didn't take not even a penny from his house. So he didn't have anything to hold me to. Yeah, he had nothing to hold on to. And then he said, oh, that he's really interested in me coming back, that he came to make peace. And they asked me if I wanted to make peace. I said, no, I'm not interested in making peace. I want him to just take his bride price and leave. I told my father that I had the bride price. I gave it to my father. I said, return this money to this man. I'm no longer interested. So my father took the money and gave to him, and he just threw it on the floor. He threw it on the floor, and then he said, oh, that all the people that were present the day he married me will still be present. Most of these people have died. Most of these people have died. He said all of them will be present
Before you can collect the
before
bride.
he can collect the bride price. And then he just walked away. He left the whole of my family and he walked away. The most annoying thing is that my family was not seeing this disrespect to them. Because an in-law is not supposed to collect money and trash it on the floor. They were not seeing this disrespect. It was only me that was seeing the disrespect to my family. They were not seeing it. All of them stood up after him, begging him, oh, please, my in-law, it has not gotten to this point. Come back, our in-law. We can settle this. It's a stupid guy. Nonsense. We can settle this. They were running after this man. I'm like, is it that nobody is seeing this disrespect? Nobody is seeing the disrespect, or what exactly? So the whole situation is, it was really messy. When he left the house, And I decided in my mind that even if you do not take this bride price, this marriage is over. Like, collect some money. Oh. If I don't collect some money, to me, I am done with you. I don't care.
Guys, today have been an emotional day. I don't even know what to say at this point. You know, as I always say, some truths are stranger than fiction. If you actually see Uzo or you talk to her one on one, there's no way you would actually believe she went through all of this. And it actually took me the grace of God not to drop tears, because if the owner of the story is actually not crying, I don't see a reason why I should be the one to break her down. So I would say, Uzo, thank you so much for sharing this.
Thank you for having
This
me.
is so emotional. And thank you for not holding back. Even though we still have a lot of things she has not talked about, but I'm thinking we might have to invite her to finish our story, because a lot of people would have one or two things to learn, one or two things to benefit from. And again, as I always say, this episode is not just about us talking about what she went through, what she didn't go through. This is us telling people that are going through similar things that you're not alone. You have a community here that you can talk to. One thing they say about problem is, as long as you share it, it becomes less of a burden. So please, come and share your story. And before I go today, I would say, guys, please subscribe to our channel. Your support means a whole lot to us. We would appreciate it. So once again, let's listen to your comments. Let's see what you have to say. If you guys want Uzo to come back and finish her story, let's know. This is so emotional. Everybody needs to learn from it. And if you feel you have maybe a neighbor, a friend that might actually benefit from our story, please feel free to share the story to them. Thank you so much.